Yeah, governments have really been putting their thumb on the scale of innovation and trying to hold back crypto, digital assets, including Bitcoin. But technological progress can only be held back in the short term. In the long term, technology is moving forward. And that's what we're seeing in the markets. We're seeing, we saw today, El Salvador put out a statement saying their Bitcoin investments are in the black. You mentioned Argentina just elected a pro-Bitcoin president. So we'll expect to see some moves there. We're also hearing rumors that multiple sovereign wealth funds are planning to make very significant investments in Bitcoin. So there is definitely this dichotomy happening between the open source money and closed source money of CBDCs, and we're getting a rally right now.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and When the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly pulling back. Guys, do not forget we have CME that opens tonight. We know it's going to move the market. And then once yields start moving, we know it's going to move the market again once the stock market opens. Now, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which were up on Friday. We had the dollar up. So we know if yield rates keep moving up, dollar starts to move up, we know markets are going to be pulling back. We have volume in crypto down right now. We have Tether, USDC, and TUSD. And we have Tether announces wallet freezing of 41 wallets tied to sanctions. And when we hear sanctions, guys, we know it's all part of the movie. We see all these countries who are supposed to be against each other all moving towards the fourth industrial revolution. Now we have the Fed, repo at $821 billion. And we know Janet Yellen is tapping that. Guys, make sure you're looking at that on a daily basis. But we have Jerome in the house this week, 12th and 13th, and the other major central banks meeting also this week. And all they're going to say is data dependent. Everybody's looking for the rate cuts, but we know it's data dependent. And we know they have to bring in a distraction first before they bring in that rate cut. They see the economy is crumbling, and it's crumbling globally. But remember, we're in a fragmented world. Everything has to be broken up in order for the fourth industrial revolution to be brought in, especially in the West. The emerging markets are already set and ready to go. Now we have the U.S. government removes 2 crypto anti-money laundering rules from the NDAA bill. And we know they like to stuff in a lot of these NDAA bills. And we know the banks are the biggest what? I'll let you finish that. And we have everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And where a majority of people get their wealth from is housing. And housing is about to go through hyper deflation. And it's going to be very important to let go the mindset of the way we look at housing today. Because once property is tokenized, you'll be able to tokenize equity, be able to buy property all over the world. So on an individual property, the profits may be small, but you're going to have access to the globe. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale and about $35 billion on Friday. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have the SEC issues new investor warning over crypto assets. And with the Fed shrinking liquidity, who you think they're going to hit? That's right, crypto. No one cares about crypto. Even though we're the future, the masses could care less. They're looking at the actual stock market, the 401k. And 99% of these crypto projects are going to fall by the wayside. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have AI deepfake undressing services skyrocket in popularity. And we know what drove the internet popularity. I don't need to tell you. The same thing is going to happen with AI. The same thing is going to happen with the metaverse. It's definitely going to be a crazy world. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, we have the DOJ unveils extensive monitorship over Binance's operations. U.S. is granted authority to access all documents, records, and resources. So guys, we know this movie is definitely not over. And the same thing goes for Tether. So we have Binance and Tether. Those are going to be the last two movies that's going to help them bring down the remainder of the banking system. Remember, the small and medium-sized banks have to go away because of liquidity. They only want the big banks standing. And when it comes to stocks and cryptos, if you're not helping in the fourth industrial revolution, they're going to fall by the wayside. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.